inbox almost always contains several requests to help a band find a musician or a musician find a band. The consistency of these requests tells me that it's not a seasonal problem, nor are Christian bands exempt from losing members. It seems to be just a fact of band life that from time to time your Christian band will need to replace someone. So where do you find that new member? First, let's talk about what does not work. The number one thing that does not work is advertising in any kind of national media. This media includes magazines, e-zines, forums, online job search sites, even musician referral sites. Why doesn't this work? If you were a national act and were able to pay a reasonable wage, advertising in national media would probably work for your band because people are willing to move for a good job in a stable ministry. But face it, most of us are not national acts, nor do we pay ourselves enough to live on. So most likely musicians are not going to relocate across the country to play in your band. Of course, as soon as I say this, someone will tell me about the time that so-and-so did just that. Understand that we're talking about broad generalities. Most people, most of the time. There will always be exceptions where someone wants to move anyway and your band is a good place to start. Or even better, where God calls specific people together. But barring those unusual circumstances, national advertising will probably not be the best use of your time or money. Worst case scenario is that you do advertise in national media and someone spends the time and money to audition for your band, or actually moves to your location because they thought you were offering them a paying job. Definitely not good for your band's reputation. Do this instead. Network locally. Locally is defined as driving distance to your band's practice site. For most people, this would be an hour or less away. Remember that each member has to drive to the practice site every time you practice, and most often every time your band has a show. The members that live close to the site experience almost no gas expense or extra drive time. Members that live farther away consistently put more time and money into the band. When times are good and money is okay, this is not usually a huge problem. But as soon as schedules get busy or money becomes tight, it can become a bigger issue. Often the band members that live close do not realize how inconvenient it is to schedule extra practices or take free shows. Most people will not want to drive 2 hours on top of the band's travel time to play yet another free show. So limiting drive time of potential new members makes life easier for the entire band. Where do you find these local musicians? Well, to catch a fish, you have to go to the water. To find Christian musicians, you have to go to places where they hang out. Here's some of my favorite places to look. Every Christian musician is looking for bargains on equipment, so advertise in places that sell used gear. Although it's not glamorous, Craigslist.org and your local newspaper's classified ads are both great places to start. You can place ads under Musicians Wanted, but you may find that you attract more attention if you place your ad under the Music Equipment for Sale category. Your local newspaper may have an electronic edition as well as a print edition. Be sure to check to see if your ad will be in both. Often you have to submit 2 ads and pay 2 fees. Almost every town has a store that sells new and used equipment. And almost every one of those stores has a place to put up posters or ads. Put up a poster with tear-off phone numbers to advertise your available spot. Christian musicians also frequent the music department of Christian bookstores and music stores. It's worth checking with your local stores to see if you can put up a poster. While you're there, be sure to tell the sales clerks that you're looking for a musician. They might just know someone who's looking for a band. Many Christian musicians can be found in local coffee houses, especially if they have an open mic night or live venue. Coffee houses often have an area designated for local posters and ads. Be sure to get yours posted too. Some places require approval before putting up a poster, so it's wise to check first. After all your posters are up and your ads placed, the next step is to make a few phone calls. Music directors from larger local churches sometimes know musicians looking for bands. Music lesson teachers also tend to know musicians looking for bands. A quick phone call to these people that describes the kind of person you're looking for may give you some leads. Lastly, don't neglect to post the available position on your band's website and social media. Many new band members are found because of a friend's recommendation. Unfortunately, the whole process takes time. It's not uncommon for Christian bands to try working with several new members before finally finding the right fit. The most important thing is to keep trying. Every new person you work with will add something new to the band. The rest of the members will deepen their relationships with each other as you work together to find a new member for your Christian band. How can you be more specific about the kind of ministry God has for you to do? Define Your Christian Band's Mission is a free 5-part online mini course to help you lay a solid foundation for your ministry. We'll take a look at how God prepared you with past experiences and where your heart's desire is now. We'll also look at how band members' individual desires and stories can combine to make interesting music and a powerful ministry. Click the link below to learn more about this free online course.